Hey folks, welcome back to the Via Pinstriping page. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching. Today we're just going to do a simple pinstriping design. I sort of have an idea of what I'm going to do, but we're still going to wing it. I have here a blank fan blade. So this background you could purchase on like Amazon or eBay. You can get a pack of 5. They're fan blades. I think they're like, I don't know, 25 bucks for a pack of 5, but they're fun. They're usually got a black side and a wood grain side. I already have something on the other side. I'm going to be using the Kafka number 3 scrolling brush, which I like to use for all design work. And I'm actually going to reduce off the camera, but I decided to put a little piece of magazine here so y'all could see sort of my last few kind of loading as I'm loading it. This will be after I reduce. I'm just kind of loaded up here so you could see, kind of get a little bit of the action. Well, heck, looks like I could reduce up here a little bit too. So I'm just, when I reduce, what I'm doing is I'm dipping into this container, which I've had a very long time, and just dipping just a little teeny tiny bit, just the tip, with some reducer. So it's a very small amount. And you just do it over time until you feel like you get the correct consistency. All right, let's start off. Let's start off here, and we're gonna do just the general teardrop design. You start in the middle, you pull out, and then you slowly taper down. I may have started a little bit high for the camera. Hopefully not. I put some tape above and below where it looks like the camera can see. And I got pretty close to that tape. All right, so I've started out and I've tapered inward, trying to keep the correct line consistency. Let me see if I can zoom out just a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. Now you guys see these nasty tape marks that I put down. Let me take them off. Now that I have my teardrop shape, I don't need these pieces of tape. Just take away from the overall experience, I think. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come out and taper downward on the other side, giving us almost like an inverted teardrop shape. They call them teardrop shapes because they look similar to a teardrop. Some folks call them torpedoes, I've heard a couple of different names for these things. Unfortunately, there is not a list of terms for pinstriping yet that I know of. Nobody's created any sort of literature on the complete list of terms for these things. Now what this does, this gives us a center. When creating a pinstriping symmetrical design, you want to work from your center outward. And the best way, from what I could tell, to keep things symmetrical is work line by line. I have seen some folks do one whole side and then the other whole side, but those are folks that are really good at it. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna come out and sort of arch inward out to in. And we're gonna do that over here. Try to keep the same amount of distance. I did not create a grid, we just did a center line. The center line was created with something called a Scribe All pencil, which you can get, I think, at Hobby Lobby. It's similar to the grease pencils. I'm unsure exactly what it is, but it's water soluble, right? So I can wipe this off. Right, so now that gives me a little bit of some arms. I'm gonna go down like so, really close, curving in, and I'm going to curve back out. Then I'm going to curve back in. I'm going nice and slow. I feel like my paint is a little dry, so I didn't want to end up with a streak. Now what I'm going to do is reduce some more. This time, because I felt like my paint was a little dry, I dipped into the reducer quite a bit, right? So there is not really a ratio per se to understand reduction for a lot of reasons, because the temperature affects it, the humidity affects it, the quality of the paint affects it, what type of brush hairs you're using affects the reduction of the paint. You know, your particular style affects the reduction of the paint. So there's a lot of little things that will affect how you may or may not want to reduce the paint. So I'm just gonna try to mimic what I did on the other side. Going in, coming out, trying to keep the same distance, using my peripheral vision, and cutting back in. Right, like so. Now it's pretty tight, right? The design is pretty tight. Let's see if we can open it up some. Let's see here, maybe we'll go like that. We'll try to stay away. Open it up a little bit. Right, so what I did was I started a little bit far out, almost like that. Went in, and started coming out, leaving this gap. This is, right now, completely different than what I pictured. So this is for sure 100% on the fly. Sorry, I'm trying to reduce the way I want it. I forget that I was using this. Right. Paint's drying up pretty quick this time. I'm unsure what paint this is because I put it in a bottle. It could be either One Shot or Ronin. You know, the whole it drying up quick isn't a problem. It's just a circumstance at the moment. You know, some folks just starting out, they're like, oh, the paint's drying up on me so fast. I mean, it's just something you have to deal with, you know. Unfortunately, these are things that you just have to learn how to manipulate as you go. Right. Okay, so there is, for the most part, my design. I think what I'm gonna do is, I have the option, I could either just cut in, or I can go in and cut in. Now, being that I have a lot of these, you know, in and outs, let's try this. Let's try to go out and in. Out. And in. Right. Looks pretty good. Nice and easy, nice and simple. I did cross into here just a little bit, and in order to fix that, I wanted to stop where that goes, but we could just go ahead and connect that. Just a simple fix. It'll keep the design going. and you don't have to worry about trying to erase that situation. All right. So nice and easy, nice and simple. Let's see if there's anything that I feel like I should add to this. I think it's pretty well developed. I feel like it's complete. You could always add another color. You could always fill in this teardrop shape with another color. We didn't leave any open-ended lines. I feel like this shape could have probably gotten a little bit more paint in there. It's a little translucent, so I'm just going to go over this just one more time. But keep in mind, folks, none of these paints are perfect, right? So you're making them thinner in order to be able to run the line. So sometimes you're going to end up with areas that don't cover that great. So having to go over a line is almost second nature. It's going to happen. It's going to happen no matter what, no matter the brand, even if it's your favorite brand of paint. Eventually you're going to have to go over the same line just to be safe. The more material you have on there, the better. And when it comes to the teardrop shape in the middle, it's really the focal point, you know. If that holds up the best, you'll be in good shape. All right, folks. So 12-minute design. Feel free to use that anywhere you'd like. If you were at a car show, if you were at a motorcycle show, and you were able to knock this out onto somebody's hood, you know, you could charge anywhere depending on where you're at, who you are, you know, anywhere from $50 to $100 for this one design. You know, what you charge is on you. It's on your, you know, up to you how you want to run things. It's always difficult to explain kind of like the monetary end of things because everybody's different. You know, every city seems to be different. Everybody's skill level is different. So put my little signature down there. And thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you could, please make sure to give it a like, thumbs up. Make sure to leave me a little comment if you can, and if you could also share the video. Any like that you can give me on any video helps me out tremendously. Any comment that you leave on any video helps me out tremendously. You know, I'm trying to get back into making these videos. Currently, it's like 5:40 in the morning, so I'm trying to do these before work and not after work. So, yeah, I'm trying. All right, folks. Have a good day. Bye-bye.